Yo, guys, what's going on? Coach Jamie here, and I am so excited to have you here listening to my podcast, Make Time for Your Mind with Coach Jamie, where we will be talking about all things mindset, vulnerability, personal development, ways we can become better individuals. And sometimes in that process, we'll get heavy, sometimes we'll have fun, and sometimes I will be challenging your perspective. The goal, no matter what, though, is to leave you better than you were before you tuned in. So, with that being said, let's dive in. Yo, guys, welcome back. And thank you for being here for season 2 of Make Time for Your Mind with Coach Jamie. It was super cool to hear the feedback that I got from season 1. And so, super excited to dive into some of the topics that we will be discussing this season. But first, want to share a couple updates. Did a massive rebrand, went through a little season of growth there. I have a wellness retreat that is on the books for March of 2024, which I will share at the end of this episode. And also, I was in a season, I guess, of what I like to call trimming the fat, where it was just a good opportunity of growth to learn how to get out of the weeds and to eliminate some of the things that maybe weren't serving me any longer, or were kind of being a little bit of a distraction from some of the other main things I could have been focusing on. So all that to say, I'm back. I'm ready and super excited to be here with you guys. I also was able to get some incredible feedback from you guys about just some of the ways that the first season had helped you, but also some other topics that you guys would like me to touch on. So as always, I want you to know that is my main purpose of being here, is to be able to bring value to you and to challenge your thinking, hold you accountable to think for yourself, and really process and use this information that you can incorporate in your life today. Not struggling to have or find the time, but to make the time to literally sit with your mind and what all is up there and what you're going to be doing next in your life. So without further ado, I want to jump into today's episode. And this one kind of has to speak a little bit more on an analogy that I had learned actually from a therapist of mine when I was like in my early 20s maybe. And it was when you're driving your vehicle. So the kind of just this first episode, I thought it would be great to kick it off just with something a little bit deeper to the heart that can make you process where you are currently. And so, yeah, the safest way to not crash your car. Let's talk about it. Okay. Imagine that you are driving at night, right? You have your headlights on. And there's that point, like, where looking ahead to your headlights, that the headlights stop, right? So it's like your headlights can only stretch out for so long, and then past that, you can't really see what's beyond those the headlights, right? So if you're driving your car and you are looking past that point of your headlights, you're probably going to crash, right? Because you're not seeing what's right in front of you. But also, if you're staring in your rearview mirror the entire time that you're driving, you're also going to crash because you're not aware of the road that's right in front of you. So I want you to take this same concept and I want you to think about your life, right? So many people are like, you shouldn't look back because you're not going that way. Or you should always be so goal-oriented that you're constantly fixated on the future. But this was the coolest analogy that for me just kind of like was an aha moment on how important it is to check your different areas, right, in your life, where it's a bad thing if we spend all of our time living in the past, right? Just like looking in our rearview mirror, we're going to crash because we're not focused on what's in front of us. But if we are looking so far beyond our headlights, like let's say a freaking raccoon ran out in front of us, we're going to crash because we didn't see what was happening right in front of us. So just like as you're driving, it's important for you to look in front of you, check slightly ahead, but also keep checking behind you as well. So now applying this into your life, I want you to think, where are your eyes most fixated? Are you looking beyond the headlights because you're just stressing so hard about where it is that you believe that you should be right now, that you're missing out on everything that's right in front of you? So many of my clients, that's exactly what it is. It's that they're addicted to the hustle. They're addicted to all of these goals, which is such a great thing to do, but becomes a burn or a problem, and they burn out when they're not able to just even sit in the moment and appreciate what's happening right in front of them. And so by the time that goal comes, one, their health is completely deteriorated, but then they missed out on all of the good things that were happening because they were so concerned with the future. But then on the flip side is that somebody who's constantly living in the past, that's like where you hear people like who peaked in high school, is that if you're constantly reliving and celebrating the good old days, like you're never letting yourself get hopeful for what's to come, or you're constantly being dragged down by all of the bad things that have happened to you. And that's not a healthy place to be either. But then also, if you're just constantly staring directly right in front of you, you're not even able to get excited about what lies in front of you or be reminded of how far that you've come, right? So I want you to just really sit with this. I'm big on setting timers, and that's something I would very much encourage you to do, is whether it's right after you're listening to this. That's kind of a side note why I like to keep these podcasts shorter, is because I want you to actually do something with the information I'm giving you. So I would so encourage you to just set a timer on your phone and actually pay attention. Where is my focus? Where within my headlights or behind my car am I looking in my life? Am I spending a lot of time in the past? Am I spending too much time in the future? Or am I just kind of getting complacent because I'm just stuck sitting in my car and I'm not aware of even where I'm going, right? So I don't know. For me, this was something that was super helpful. And so I hope that this helps you as well. As always, I want to leave you with, I obviously already left you with a call to action that I hope you do, but for my overachievers out there who would like a bonus assignment, once you sit with that and you pay attention to where the majority of your focus is, I want to challenge you to come up with a game plan on how you plan on shifting that focus, right? So if you're somebody who this gut checks you where you're like, oh, yeah, I've been really repeating this same old story over and over again about all the bad things that are happening, or why I'm not where I want to be, or why all these things just aren't working out for me because of this from my past. I should probably allow myself to get hopeful about something in my future. Or maybe you're somebody that you're like, yeah, I need to slow down because I haven't even came up for air in a really long time to just appreciate what's happening in this moment and how good life really is. And, maybe even take a look in the rearview mirror to just be like, holy cow, I can't believe that I've made it from that. I'm so proud of myself. Right. And then maybe it's just even hey, I need to slow down and just be super present. Right. I just want to challenge you guys to this. And I hope that it brings some enlightenment to your day, your week, your month this year. And as always, I would love it if you would share in the comments, send me a message, wherever you'd like to reach me, so I can know and hold you accountable to how you're going to use this information in your life today. So that is my call to action for you. Pay attention. Where are you looking? Where's your focus? And how are you going to shift it? So a couple of things that I want to mention with this podcast. I'm a big believer in just kind of riding out the waves. We can't be scuba diving and super deep on everything all the time. And I don't want to just be super surface level with you guys either. So there's some things to come. I'm a serial connector, so I have a lot of frustrations, but also some really great value to share when it comes to networking. So I would love to be able to do an episode that's going to be coming out here soon on how to network, how not to network. Another one, this is going to be a little bit heavier one, but I want to talk more about stress and avoidance tactics. One in particular that's going to be a little heavier is talking about a very hard struggle that I went through around binge eating, emotional eating, and disordered eating. And so that one's going to get kind of emotional. But yes, I want to be able to touch on a lot of different topics. I do have a couple of other people who have requested some topics, so stay tuned to what those are. And lastly, in case you haven't seen on my post, or if you are not subscribed to my emailing list, I wanted to mention that in March of 2024, it will be my 5th year of running my Unleash and Refuel wellness retreat in the country of Panama. So if that is something that you are interested in and would like to attend, make sure that you DM me. That way I can get you all the details. The early bird pricing ends at the end of September. So make sure you reach out soon. Spots are limited and are filling up quickly. So all of that to say, I'm so excited to be here back with you guys for season 2. And with love and gratitude, Coach Jamie out.